Okay, let's begin. Mastering market tops and bottoms. So here's a picture of me giving a presentation at the New York Traders Expo, and then I was invited to speak in China, and I spoke alongside ministers of finance and other people that you may know. There's Jack Schwager, the author of Market Wizards over here. I'm down here, and various other people. This was the lineup. They reached out to me and invited me to talk about reading markets. So, quick disclaimer before we begin, you can read that, but just bear in mind everything here is we say is for educational purposes only. And here's a little bit about me for those of you who are here for the first time. So, I've been trading for many years now, and I've been trading traders for a long time as well. You can read this, but TradeSmart is a trading education business, and we focus primarily on teaching you how to read the market professionally and how to run a successful trading business, which includes how to develop your own trading plan and strategies which fit your personality and lifestyle. So what I want you to do now is to switch off all distractions. Don't multitask. Just focus on what we're going to cover over the next, say, 45 minutes to an hour. And I promise you, you will walk away with some useful information that's actionable and that will help you move forward with your trading. If you're not yet successful, this will help you to get on the right path. If you are already successful, this will help you to pick market turning points, major turning points. And we do this all the time. We do this live in our live trading room. And I'm going to share with you how you can actually join our live trading room at the end for a whole month at no cost at all. So you can see for yourself what you learn, put into practice on a day-to-day basis. So you are in the right place if you want to learn how to spot major turning points in the market. If you want to get your answers to your questions answered today, we're going to take questions and answers at the end. So save your questions for the end, write them down, and then you can ask me them at the end. Now, this is the key. And I love this. Keep it simple. So many people complicate their trading and they're not able to execute because they've got such complicated trading plans. And remember this is Tony Robbins says, complexity is the enemy of execution. So if it's too complex, you won't be able to pull it off in real time. You want to keep your trading plan simple. But guess what? It's not simplicity based on lack of understanding. It's what I call master simplicity. It's simple based on a deep understanding rather than a lack of understanding. When you start trading, it looks very simple. And then as you go through the learning process, you kind of make it more and more complicated, add more and more tools, more and more indicators until you can't even see your charts anymore. They're so full of different indicators. And when it comes to making decision, you have no idea where to begin or where to end. There's too much information. And the time you get round to making a decision, maybe the market's already moved. So you need to come up with a way of reading the market with the minimum information required. So let me tell you why I came up with this way of reading the market. And I think it's super simple and easy. It's simple and easy. Some people say, oh, it's simple, but not. Yeah, it's simple and easy once you learn it. When I first started to learn how to trade, I was on a professional trading floor. Okay, I did my Series 7. I was a member of the New York Stock Exchange and the Philadelphia Stock Exchange. And I was given my first trading account was $500,000 of buying power. And I was trading client money. We were taught to trade the specialist system, as in the specialist of the New York Stock Exchange. We were taught to recognize what the specialist was doing so that we could follow. So if the specialist was buying, we would look to be on the buy side. And we were taught to look at the time and sales and the prints going off and understanding the level 2 and the order book, which is the specialist level 2. So you can see the market depth up and down, the orders above and below market, the bids and offers. And with that information, we could spot what the specialist was doing in the market. and we would do the same thing. That was our edge. But what happened was, this was almost 20 years ago now, the specialist system became computerized and became hybrid, part computer, part human. And the system that we were taught to trade no longer worked. We call that disruption. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? We saw, like, if everyone remembers Blockbuster Video or video cassettes, videotape, they no longer exist anymore. Maybe they do exist, but no one uses them. It's all been digitalized. It's been disrupted. The whole industry's changed. So that's exactly what happened to the way I was trading. After investing so much time, money, and energy into becoming successful trading that way, it no longer worked. It was back to the drawing board. The trading floor closed down. I went to work for another hedge fund and for various other different prop shops on my journey, and learned from various mentors on my way, until I kind of decided I need to switch everything off and go back to basics and figure out what's the easiest way of understanding how to read this market. And this is what I came up with. And this is how I've been trading ever since. This is how I've been reading the market. Remember, foundations first, and then you can build your structure on top of it. If you build a structure without foundations underneath you, it's going to fall down. Okay, like a building. If you don't feel the foundation, the underneath, then you won't be able to, it won't be a lasting structure. It may look good, and then it will fall down. It won't stand the test of time. So I came up with a way of analyzing the market. Nothing's new here. It's just I've put it together in a way that when you hear it, it makes sense. And I've been training traders for over 15 years now to be successful doing just this. No matter what strategy you trade, this is a framework which you can use to read any market. So it's a framework made up of three components primarily, and there's really a fourth component, but it's really three in multiple time frames. So it's the same thing, the same components in multiple time frames, say on the hourly chart or the daily chart. So we need to look at trend, and we use pivot analysis. That's looking at again, no indicators at all. We just look at the candlesticks. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I'm going to take you through with these tools, with these three approaches to analyzing the market. We're going to basically understand how to pick major turning points in the market. We're going to know when the market's topped and when it's bottomed. So we use pivot analysis, which is the trend. And I'm going to share with you also at the end how you can do this training, exactly the same training that I've trained both institutional traders and retail traders in how to read the trend. It's super simple, super powerful. It's not ambiguous. It's exact. And this is our way of reading the trend using candlesticks alone. Once you know what the trend is, it's going up or going down, or maybe it's going sideways. And again, those are the three main trends of the market, but we can also be in trendless state. So you need to understand how to read the trend. You need to understand where supply and demand is in the market. Some people call it support and resistance. Support and resistance is abstract. Supply and demand is the reason behind support and resistance. So it's the reasoning behind, and it gives you an understanding of why price should turn at a level or why price may move through a level. And you want to know what the odds are when price comes up to a certain level in the market. Is it going to break? Is it going to turn? Is it going to reverse? Is the trend going to change? So this is very important. Price always moves between levels of supply and demand in the market. The other thing that you need to know is price direction. Okay. Now that there's many books out there on Japanese candlestick analysis, but what I've done is basically taken the Japanese candlesticks and come up with one very quick way of telling whether direction is currently moving up and down. Within seconds, you can look at any chart without understanding Japanese candlestick patterns and all those interesting names, what they call them, that sound that you're a sophisticated trader. But again, it doesn't matter what you call them. You have to know the bottom line. Is price moving up or down? That's basically what you need to know. So this tells you price direction analysis in seconds. Is price going up or is price going down? And guess what? We do this on multiple time frames because we could be in an uptrend, for example, on an hourly chart. But if you don't look at the higher time frame, for example, a 4-hour or a daily chart, you won't know that say the daily charts in a downtrend, for example, and you're coming up to a supply area where the trend may come to an end, and you want to look, if you're looking at just the hourly chart, you may buy a pullback in that market, not realizing that the higher time frame is telling you that's not the best place to do it. So this is basically a three-pronged approach. Remember, if you take a table and you put one leg on it, okay, it could stand up, but it may wobble over. Put two long legs on it, also it may wobble over. 3 is when it stands solid. So this is a three-pronged analysis. You could, by the way, you could use each of these independently and come up with a successful trading plan. And I've had traders that have proven that have just used a pivot analysis, just used trend, or just used supply and demand, or just used price direction, and they've been successful. So put the 3 together, then you're increasing your odds big time. And put that on a backdrop of multiple time frames, then you can understand exactly what's happening in the market. And I believe, if you go down here, the charts will teach you all you need to know once you have a framework for reading them. And this is your foundation of becoming a trader. This is what you need. You need to, if you're a discretionary trader and you're using charts, you need to know how to read a chart. And this is the minimum that you need to know, and also the maximum that you need to know. You don't need to know more than this. This is exactly what you need to know. Nothing more is needed and nothing less is needed. Even though, as I said before, you could use each of these components by themselves. And isn't that liberating to know, guess what? I don't need to learn anything else. Because what many people do is keep adding another strategy, and they've never been successful at any one strategy. And they're strategy focused as opposed to market focused. That's a bit like understanding how to drive many different types of cars, but not understanding how to read road conditions and drive on a road, or drive in the rain, or drive in the snow. They know how to control the car, but they don't know how to drive it in a real conditions. So focusing on a strategy without understanding the market in which you're trading that strategy, you're missing a lot. So you need to understand how to read a market, and then you derive a strategy based on your understanding of reading the market. And you need a framework. This is the framework. And the beauty of this is you never need to learn anything else. And this will never be disruptive, because this is the foundations of how every single market works from the beginning of time until the end of time. Nothing's going to change. So let's go straight into it. Are you guys ready? So the two most important things that you need to ask yourself is location and what is price structure telling me. You need to know how to read price structure. You need to know where you are located and what's happening in price. So ask yourself the question, where is price? When you look at a chart, where am I? And what is price structure telling us? So what I'm going to do now is teach you 3 main formations. Okay? We're not going to be covering gaps. That's a separate topic. But this is important, because if you understand these 3 formations, it will keep you on the right side of the market. You'll be able to catch major turning points in the market. And I can show you this with we can look at the E-minis, for example, the COVID-19 trade, as in when we caught the top and the bottom. And everyone knows what happened from the bottom. It went up to new highs. So you need to be able to see this as it is happening, not after it's happened. Everyone's a great trader, in hindsight. No, we do this in real time as it's happening, without knowing how the market's going to play out. We look at what's happening right now, and we come to conclusions. It's a bit like we're not guessing the market. It's a bit like putting a seed in the ground that will grow, for example, an apple tree. We're seeing the beginning of a process that usually ends up with an apple tree. So when we see the beginning of the process, we say this is likely to happen with a very high probability when we see certain things happening in the market. I'm going to share with you what those 3 main formations are now, so that you can start to put these to work in your own trading. Okay, add these to your trading, whatever you're doing. Go and verify this. Don't just leave after you've gone through this presentation and say, oh, that was nice information. Take it and do something with it. Take action. Nothing will change unless you take what I'm sharing with you and put it into action. Take one concept, one of the formations, and start to look for it in the market. Take pictures of the market and see how it works for you. See if you can spot them when they're happening. They happen all the time and every single day on every time frame. Okay, so the first one is called the most common formation. And then we have a basing formation. And then we have a climactic formation. So let's go over the most common formation. So again, the two things that we need to ask ourselves: location. Are we at a significant level of supply and demand? Emphasis on the word significant, not just any level. You have to be able to spot the significant levels. Are we at a new high or low? That's easy to spot. Is the market making new highs or new lows? And then we need to look at price structure. So you need to understand how to see this. We need a change of trend. You need to know, what does a change of trend look like? So I'm going to show you that. So let's start with an example. This is the most common, and this is on Bitcoin futures. Okay. So the market makes new highs. That's the location. And we go down to a weekly chart. So monthly chart, so weekly chart. We have a change of trend. This bar over here breaks below a pivot and changes the trend. We are no longer in an uptrend. We just broke the uptrend. It actually kicks off this downtrend. So over here, we already know this is the top. And look at the move that we got from the top. Massive move to the downside. And again, you could have gotten in around this 60,000 level. And if you would have gotten close down to the 35,000 level, that's a pretty good move. Down to this level. This is demand. Look at where it bounced from. Okay, so that's one example of the most common formation. So let me show you another example. This is the bottom of the dollar. I called this actually over here in China. I told them all live before the market played out. We were actually at I think it was in January or February this year in 2021 or something like that. And I said, this could potentially be the bottom of the dollar. Now, how do we know definitely? Well, over here, I'm very interested in it, but I'm more interested when it comes down and turns. This is, again, a change of trend happening in a demand area in the market. So the location is right. It's demand. We have a change of trend, and this is the bottom. And we had a big move to the upside that went way beyond this. We went above this area. So we can have a look at, let's have a look at the charts now. We'll go back. We'll go to the dollar, and you'll see what happened. This was the bottom down here. Okay. Look how far we went from there. This was the bottom. This is what we just looked at. And look how far we went. We didn't just stop here. We went way beyond. And then we came down. And now we're going up again. And we call this, by the way, as well. This is a slightly different structure. We go down, in, and we come up. And this is a pullback, which may take us higher. Okay, we'll talk about that maybe later. Okay, so that's the basing. You see, look how where we caught the bottom, the exact bottom of the market, confirmed bottom of the market. No doubt. Could it sometimes not work? Yes, but we're going with the probabilities and we're going to trade it every single time. It's going to be right most of the time. I was audited by a guy, a postdoctoral research fellow at Princeton University. This was maybe about 5 years ago. I met him in New York, and he said, you know, he went through, I think, about seven months of data that I had, and he came up with an accuracy. This was back then, 85% accurate on doing these. 85% accurate. That's pretty high. Okay, so we do this all day, every day in our trading room, and you'll see we talk about this in real time. I can show you examples from today. The next one is the basing formation. So again, we need to know the location, and that needs to be at a significant level of supply and demand. There you go. Or at new highs or lows. We also need price structure. You've got to be basing at the highs or lows, followed by what we call a bull or bear trap. You need to know what that looks like. So here's an example of the top of the E-minis. This was the top at the beginning of last year. So the market's basing here. The market breaks out to new highs and turns. This is a bull trap. Once this happens, you're on the short side. That's the market top. It's basing and breaks to new highs and comes back into the base. That kicks off this move to the downside. Okay, and if we go back, let's have a look at the E-minis now. This was the top. It was actually on a weekly chart. And look at the move we had down. And then we have the same thing on the way back up. We called the move up based on this bar here. Look at this. How do we know? Using trend alone. Now, you might not be able to see this, but that's a lower high. Look what happens on the next bar. We break above. At this point in time, we're no longer down. We're moving up. Look what happens the following month. Pulls back, goes up, and look what happens after that. The market goes all the way back up again. We see it before anyone else sees it if you know how to read the market. And this works continuously. And here we got to pull back into that area. Look at where it's turning now. This is where we have this ahead of time. Look at this. This was a level we said, if we're going to sell here, this is where it's going to turn. Look what's happening right now this month. Look at this big move to the upside. You see this? From demand to supply, and it happens all the time. Okay, we pick the top, we pick the bottom, and this continues. Let's see. This was the base. You see this? The move in, and this. Look at the move down from here, all the way down. And again, we did have swings to the upside, but this was probably one of the biggest moves in multi-week moves here, with every single week being down. We did have moves up, but you want to add to trades on moves up and continue taking it down. Look at where we stopped here and look at where we went to. And look at all these moves. If you understand trend, these moves up are sellable until we get down here. So we're knowing ahead of time where those levels are and how to read the market. And we do this time and time again. Keep it simple, okay? So actually, let me show you, if we go back again, let me show you the bottom of the market. I think it was in February 2023. Let's go back. Did we do? I think it was on a daily. Let's go on to a daily chart if we can go back. Let's squish it down a bit. I think is it here? No, this is 20, 1 second. Let's see if I can spot it. Here we go. This is it. So this was the Corona trade. You guys remember not so long ago? The market's moving down. You see this? How do we know the market stopped going down? You know, when everyone's panicking and selling Corona, you know, it's a massive, massive drop. It looked like a massive drop. So how do you know when to get into this, when to buy this? You've got very cheap prices. If you think of it like that, everything goes cheap. This is great opportunity for buying. We know historically stock markets go up over time. Yeah. Now watch this. Watch what happens. We're moving down. How do I know that the market stopped moving down? Well, we hit a major area of demand here for one. Then we get a bar here, but I'm still not convinced yet until this bar. This bar breaks above here. That's the end of the move down. Now I'm thinking, buy. This is the market bottom. I'm 100% convinced. Will it always be? No. But when I take the trade, I'm 100% convinced, not a shadow of doubt, that I want to be going long now. Look what happens next. And look what happens next. We pull back, we go a bit sideways, but look what happens to the market. This is during Corona, the market kind of came all the way down, and everyone knows what happened if we kind of just pass forward time and squish it down. Look what the market did from the lows. Went all the way up. I think this is the right year. Yeah, this is, yeah. went all the way back up to the highs and beyond. We actually broke out. We broke above. This is it here. The market took out from here. Look at what we took out the highs of the market and kept on going. This is the biggest rally in the history of the market, and we caught the bottom. We didn't guess it. We waited for the market to tell us this is the bottom. So you'd have to know what to look for. We've done this, by the way, on every single major market. We do it live in our trading room ahead of time, and you can take advantage of that if we'll point it out as it's happening. And you've got time to get in. It's not like, especially on the bigger time frames, you've got time. At least you know which direction to trade on the smaller time frames. So that's the basing. Let's go with the climactic formation now. So again, location, you need to be priced at a significant supply or demand after a rapid move. So we need an acceleration in price. That means a big bar. Yeah, that means a big move over a small amount of time, usually a big candlestick, a big bar to the upside. We also need price at new highs or new lows after the rapid move, after an acceleration in price. Remember, acceleration is speed over time. Yeah, you're getting faster and faster over time, accelerating. So we want a rapid move to the upside or the downside to new highs and new lows. And then what we want to see is a change of trend. Same thing again. We use this every single time. We wait for the market to confirm it's finished going down or finished going up. So here we had oil. If you guys remember that oil had actually went negative on the futures at one point in time, but this was the big drop in oil that happened. But how do I know when to buy? Well, I could guess the bottom and maybe it keeps going down. I don't want to guess it. I want to get it exact. So I may miss out on some of the move, but this is the change of trend. This is the higher low. That's the end of the move down. And look at the move that we had after that. You can guess the move and then try and get in and say, oh, that's a bottom here, or maybe it's the bottom there and it keeps going down, or you can be exact. I'd rather be exact. Rather than guessing, I want to wait for the market to tell me this is the bottom, and then I want to get in. I'll show you another example. This is the pound. So we have a rapid move down. Remember, this was a big red bar down that went to new lows, the pound against the dollar. We came back up, pull back, and notice what happened. We have a change of trend here. I know this is now the bottom of the market, and look what happened. All the way back up again. I'll show you another example. This is using multiple time frames. It's MTAs, multiple time frame analysis, also climactic. This is the Australian dollar. We had a massive move down. Remember, this was a big red bar to the downside that hit a demand area. Now, going down to a daily chart this time. Here I have, you see there's a pivot here. When price spikes above that pivot, that's the end of the down move, so I can buy a pullback. If I miss this move, look, there's a pullback. Look where it comes into, exactly where the trend was broken, where the downtrend broke. Exactly the bar. We come back in and gives you an entry here, and look at the move that happens afterwards. And this is day after day after day, all the way up. You guys want to catch some of these moves? Are you starting to see how it works? So let me open it to you. What markets do you want to look at? And we can actually jump into the live markets now. We can look at some of the markets. And again, maybe we'll look at what happened today. I mean, we could look at, let's look at a market that we looked at today. Let's look at the pound. Okay, we were looking, let's do the multiple time frames now. Let's look at this across the time frames. We'll see how simple this is. This is an upward market. Remember, that's the move down. This is moving up now, and this is a pullback in an upward moving market. And look at where we stopped and started to turn. It's a monthly chart. Now let's go down onto a weekly chart. You see a move up. So what's happening now? You see on the daily chart, a move up, and we have a pullback. So at the beginning of the week, we're trading on the short side here from up here. We see, how do we know it's going down? Well, let me make this bigger, and we'll be on the hourly chart to see that. This is the bar that started the move down. You see, this is a big bar down and we move down. Here we get a lower high. That's the top of the market. Now you want to sell. Look at the move we get all the way down. How do you know? Today, we were over here. Now, if you look at the trend, you see, oh, maybe I should sell here. I guess you don't know what's going to happen on the right. And this is what we did on our trading room. And again, if you join the trading room now, you can go and watch the replay from today when we're here. This is what we see. And I said in the trading room, I said, we don't particularly want to short this. Remember, it's going down. It's a downtrend. We don't want to short this. We just turned and we're pointing down. We're going down. I said, this is probably where we're going to start going up based on the bigger time for the daily chart. So look what happens. The market now puts in a higher low. We break the downtrend. Now I'm thinking buy. Look what happens the immediate next bar. And we were waiting for this to happen today. And it happened. You had to wait till 9 o'clock. And then you're on the buy side. And look what happens after that. The market goes up. You see that? And you can catch these trades. This is the same concept. Intraday trading. Buying the pullback. First of all, selling the pullback. And then knowing where to get in on the buy side. Exactly where to get in. And it's exactly into this location here. Now, if you look at the other time frames, it looks like also we're going down. You see? It tries to go up here, fails. The market almost always does something like that. So it's understanding when to engage the market. And you see the beautiful trend happening here. Yeah. You see this move up, this leg and this leg. And you can add on this leg. And again, how you trade it is up to you. But you first need to understand how to read it. Yeah. Once you can, people are trying to learn strategies, but they don't know how to read the market. So they're not getting the results, even though they've got a strategy, because they don't know how to read how to apply it in the market conditions. So what they're doing is selling in a downtrend, saying, "Oh, I've got if you put moving averages on, they're downward moving averages." Yeah, the moving average probably doesn't cross over until you're like up here and you've missed all this. It's a lagging indicator, hence there's no moving averages here. And you see it turn as it's happening. You buy pullback and you take it to the next level once you know the levels. And you have to know what we call line in the sand. Where if we break a certain level, then it means the market's doing something else. Usually where you put your stops is where the market is no longer, the trade idea that you got into is no longer valid. You don't use a stop to manage risk. That's position sizing, yeah? Use a stop to get you out of the market where it's no longer valid, because if you put your stop in the wrong place, you'll get stopped out and the market will go all the way to your target without you. So what did your stop do in that case? It caused you to lose money. It didn't stop you losing money. It caused you to lose money. Think about that for a second. My stop caused me to lose money and the market went on to the target and I'm not in the trade. How frustrating is that? Just type a yes in the chat area if you're watching this at home, watching the replay of this later. Then has that ever happened to you? Just type yes. It's definitely happened to me and it's very frustrating. So that's why you have to understand how to read the market so you understand where you need to place the stops. Anyway, we've covered 3 main formations. So let's move on. I want to share with you where this can go for you. So you can actually see clearly what you can do with this. You can start to get a taste of this now in reading the market. Maybe we'll just look at one more market. Look at Bitcoin. Same thing with Bitcoin. Exactly the same. Take the bigger time frame here. We've called every major move, this move down and here up. And we're looking for it to move up here. Now up to this, that's the next level up here. Yeah, Bitcoin's on its way back up from the bottom here. If you just look at the size of the green bars here compared to the red. Who's in control? Look at these bars. Who's in control? Look at the red. There's only 3 months down and every other month is up so far. And a tiny little month. Igniting bar off the bottom. Pull back, buy. Pull back, buy. Pull back, buy. Looking for a move up here. I don't know if it may pull back again first, but ultimately it's going to get to this level. Most likely, that's what the odds are. Unless it takes out this level. We know where the line in the sand is. That's exactly where it is. And that's our target because that's where it came from on the downside. And again, look at these levels. We were looking to buy here. This was way back when, and we had people in our trading room that bought here around the 4,000 area. Yeah. And also right at the bottom. Yeah. So, and also sold at the top. There's, for other based on smaller time frames. Yeah, you could see the top. And if you look very carefully, you'll see that this move and this move are pretty much the same. These are measured moves. This one is the structure of the market. This move, all these down moves are pretty much the same. And now we've got kind of a different type of market now. Okay, and using the same way of knowing when there's a bottom formed, when the trend changes, and doing it again and again. So Aaron, I will go into that in a sec. So let me share with you what you can do with this and what it has done for some of my traders, some of my clients. So some of you may know Jane. Jane came to me and it took her from, she had really no trading experience at all. And I was her first real kind of education in trading and how to trade, how to build a strategy, how to read the market. She went through the training that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you exactly what she did to start her off on her trading career. It only took her 3 months to get to consistent profits. Some of you might think, wow, more the exception than the rule. But it can show you what's possible when you have no prior knowledge and you don't have any bad habits and you just learn what you need to know and you put it into practice. It could be done in 3 months to consistent profits. And let me tell you what she said about my training. And I'll tell you what happened. Next generation, she started trading the NASDAQ and becoming so successful. We started a Discord server. And she was just sharing ideas with people in the Discord server. And people were asking, Jane, can you show me how you do that? Can you show me how you do that? She was so consistent. So eventually she put a course together and she was teaching people how to trade the NASDAQ at the cash open successfully because that's what she focused on. But her foundation was my training. That was the foundation that she built. If she would have tried to do that without a foundation underneath her, it probably wouldn't have worked. She had a solid foundation and found her niche in the market, found what worked for her, got so consistent. Now she's teaching other people to successfully trade the NASDAQ at the cash open. This is what she said about my training when she did it. All I can say to anyone who wants to consistently profit, just do it. That training turned my whole trading around. From that day on, my trading has been so consistent. It is really mind-blowing. Once you understand the levels and can read the trend, you will beat the market every single day. However, the key is follow the pivot analysis, use the demand and supply levels and adapt it to your own trading style. Be very disciplined. Don't be greedy. Stop when you've made your daily profit and you will turn losing trades into winning consistently day in, day out. Simon's training can be adapted to any market. I mainly trade NQ and CL. I use my own strategy based on Simon's education. I found the best thing was knowing what you are doing gives you confidence in your trades and the fear of losing was gone. Trading had become a lifestyle, no longer a binary gamble or a nervous hope job. Believe me, it's the best and only training to succeed with. That's the beauty. She took the training, became successful. Other people saw that she was successful in her trading, in trading NQ at the cash open, and requested her to teach them. So we put a course together based on what our traders wanted. And now we have people that are successful trading NQ at the cash open. Half an hour a day. Norman. Having been duped in the past to purchase useless courses, I had been reluctant to take the plunge, but having seen Jane trade and indeed having spoken with you, I was satisfied I was dealing with genuine people and not the charlatans who dominate the online educational space. I was not disappointed. The course was far and away the best online trading education I have experienced. My congratulations to you both on the course and your sincere efforts to advance your members' trading skills. The best investment you can make in life is in yourself. I think even Warren Buffett said that when asked. I think he was interviewed by Tony Robbins, who asked him, what was the best investment you have ever made? And he was thinking maybe Coca-Cola or something like that. And he said, in myself, in self-education. I think he did a course on public speaking or how to articulate himself. So Jim Rohn, who was Tony Robbins' mentor, said, for things to change, You have to change. Don't sit there being the victim and blaming it on everyone else outside of you. The answer's within you. You have to make the change. And for things to get better, guess what? You have to get better. And if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. You have to take action. Let your knowledge lead to action. Take something that you've learned with what I've just shared you and put it into action, even if you don't take the training or join the trading room. Prove to yourself it works. Okay, if you're ready to take the training, I'm going to share with you what that is soon, and you can come and join us. So let your knowledge lead to action. So now you've seen a simple and a powerful approach to picking market tops and bottoms. I shared 3 different ways to do it. I've put an offer together, to show you exactly, or to teach you exactly what you need to know to achieve mastery of the trend. So take it a step further and learn how to read the trend using pivot analysis. Remember, this is one of the ways in which we pick market tops and bottoms. And what are the benefits of knowing how to read the trend? Well, as the saying goes, the trend is your friend, but until the bend in the end. So you want to make sure you're trading in the direction of the trend. Know when the trend begins. Know when the trend ends. Make sure you're never fighting the trend. So if you're in a downtrend, for example, you don't want to, most of the time, be on the buy side until the trend changes. So you need to know what that looks like. Make sure you're on the right side of the market. And it will help you to develop a profitable trading strategy or enhance an existing trading strategy. So here's the offer for all of you. If you're ready to take the next step, join my How to Read the Trend training session and trading room. And this is what you're going to learn. How to identify the current trend of the market, to analyze the trend in multiple time frames. How do you do that? Exactly when a trend begins and ends, and how this knowledge will dramatically affect your bottom line. You'll be able to watch us analyze and trade in the live markets in real time every single day. Well, Monday to Thursday, and we have a session on Sunday where we prepare for the upcoming week. Preparation equals confident. When you trade, you want to be confident in the decisions that you make and the actions that you take. Remember, it comes first from observing the market. Then you have to align yourself with the market. Then you have to make a decision based on your trading plan. And finally, you need to take action. You need to take the trade and manage it according to your trading plan. The trading plan is the plan. You need to build that trading plan. You need to understand how to read a market to know how to effectively trade in the live market as it's playing out in real time. So let me share with you what other people are saying. This is Ernest Wilson, also known as Shakur. You will be able to communicate with him in our Discord server as soon as you join. We have a community. I'm going to share with you that shortly. So Simon, this is phenomenal. I've been trading, studying for 3 years. Sadly, it's all been the wrong process. I've wasted tons of money, time, and effort. I've actively deleted all those programs, indicators, etc., and now completely focus on what I've learned from your program. It's the only real way to trade, and it makes complete sense. Guess what? Shakur is now a consistently profitable trader in both the strategies or the style of trading that I trade, plus Jane style of trading NQ at the cash open, is successful in both swing trading and day trading. Tom, I wanted to say that what you teach in How to Read the Trend training course is brilliant. Before that, I'd picked up bits and pieces from different traders, but it was never joined up. Your course brought it all together in a very structured and algorithmic way. No guessing needed. The facts jump off the chart. Matt, the trading room is very helpful in understanding how to go through the process. I've been trading for 11 years and I've not seen anything like what you do. Love how simple it is. I mainly trade options with trades that last 30 to 60 days. I've been looking for something I could use to day trade for 2 years now. I want to round out what I'm doing with another source of profits. I have not been able to find anything I could execute consistently. I am just paper trading with your system. I've been doing it for a couple of weeks now, and I have had far better results than anything I have ever tried. So this is what you get in the training. It's about an hour and a half. Okay, it's not 50 hours. It's not 100 hours. You want to do it succinct, short. You're not going to do a 50-hour course, are you? It's an hour and a half. You're going to get everything you need in an hour and a half, and you can go over it. Guess what? As many times as you want. It's on demand. And you get personal access to me. You can ask me in the trading room, or you can ask me via email if you want, or you can ask me questions, and I'll address them in the trading room and go through any questions that you may have. So you also get 1 month access to the live trading room. The subscription is $497 a month. This training is also $497 a month. You get access to also our online trading community 24/7. You can connect. Again, community is so important nowadays. And so much, and how it's so important for traders as well, because trading is a very kind of lonesome activity. You're really by yourself. But if you could connect with other traders who are like-minded, who are aiming for the same goals that you are, you can help each other. You can have camaraderie together. You can share ideas together. You can ask for advice. You can offer advice, because you're going to find people that are much more advanced than you and also much less advanced than you. You're going to always find that. So the people that are more advanced can help you, and you can help the people that are less advanced. And helping others helps you as well, because as you explain to other people what you understand, you get better yourself. So it's a win-win situation all around. And we have a wonderful community who trade together every single day and help each other. And this is what our community looks like. Again, you can join this as soon as you join the program. So this is the offer. So if you join now, the regular price is $994. Deadline's 2 days from now. So if this is something that kind of resonates with you and you can't wait to get started, you're going to get $497 off. So basically your investment is $497. That is it. And this could potentially, like it has for many others that have done this before you, change your life, change your trading life, and potentially change your life in a big way. You can see what the opportunity is. You can see what other people have done with this, how they've succeeded. And again, I can't promise that you're going to succeed, but others before you have. So it's possible, it's doable, and it gives you the foundation that you need to become a successful trader. So this is, I'm going to pop up, for those of you who are here live, I'll pop it up, but this is the link to go to. You can't click on here. You have to type this into your browser. For those of you who are here live, I'll pop the offer up. Let's see that. You'll see it coming at the bottom or somewhere on your screen. And you can click on that, and I'm going to share with you exactly what this entails. So if you click along with me, so basically you will come to this page and you click on buy now. It will bring you to the checkout. You fill out all your details here. You don't need to have a PayPal account. You just need to put an email in, and you can pay. PayPal does the payment processing. You just need an email address, and it does it. You can do it via credit card. It'll give you an option at checkout to pay via credit card without having a PayPal account. So I think you can do it like that. Or if you have a PayPal account, you can use that. I want you to notice something here. It says $497 monthly. Basically, this is a subscription to the trading room, but you're getting the first month for free, and you can cancel at any time. Okay, you don't feel, you can set a reminder to cancel, or you can cancel immediately, whatever you want to do. Many people see the value of the trading room on a day-to-day basis, and they get so much value that they stay on, some of them for a few years, some of them for a few months. Again, entirely up to you. Whatever you want to get out of it, that's what you will get out of it. If you follow, I have people that watch the recordings. We have people that are there live and watch the recordings and take notes, and they're growing tremendously and becoming successful traders. Okay, so again, like everything else in life, it depends what you put in. What you put in will be most likely what you get out. If you don't put anything into it, it's not going to happen. Okay, you have to make an effort. You have to put something in. You have to make, but you've got a whole support system with you. So this is the offer, and basically you'll be emailed your login credentials. You can go to my main website and click on members, which will bring you to the membership portal, and the training of how to read the trend is in here. The trading room is here. And this is what it looks like. The training, you'll get into this. Plus, you'll see at the top, this is where you can join our Discord server. The trading room you have to click on a separate, as I said before, you have to click on here, which will bring you to the trading room. Over here, we'll give you access to the live trading rooms. You can come in every day and you'll see what the schedule is. Plus, you've got recordings of, if you can't make it live, the recording of every daily session. And we keep the last 2 weekly preparation session. So you can use that to prepare for the week. You can use that to start training yourself how to set up your charts ahead of time, so you know what you're doing before the week starts. That's what we do every Sunday. Super, super simple, super valuable. And you'll see once you start, you'll see, again, the proof is in do it and you'll see the results. Okay. You'll see how accurate we are at picking market tops and bottoms and going with the trend and understanding where to get in and out of the markets. So that's basically the offer. Just to go through it very quickly again. So you get how to read the trend, which is the training. And again, you can go through it as many times. Jane went through this training 50 times. 50 times. Okay. So, and then you come and see that training put into practice in the live market every day. What do we do with it? It's not just theory for the sake of theory, for the sake of learning something that sounds good and, you know, shiny object syndrome. We're going to actually use exactly what you learn exactly in the live markets every single day to make our trading decisions. So the total is 994, but today you get it for 497. That's your investment. It could potentially change your life. That's what I tried to show you. It has changed the life for many traders that have come before you. If you're not where you want to be with your trading, or if even better, if you're just starting out with no experience whatsoever, this is the best place to start. If those of you are asking me where to begin, this is where to begin. The trend is a great place to learn how to read a market. That's the first thing you need to learn. Come into the live trading room, see it put into practice every day. I've shared with you how to do checkout, and what I will do now is open up to any questions that you may have. You can always, if you're watching the replay, you can send me an email here and I'll reply to you. Ask me, you know, any questions that you may have, any concerns. You know, we're here to help. And yeah, so let me see what questions we have. Alvin, I will resend you login credentials, no problem. Yes, we use candlesticks, but in a different way than is taught in the Japanese candlestick books. Yeah, we do notice hammers and dojis and things like that, but we don't put too much emphasis on that. You don't need to know. I mean, you don't need to know that in the same way. You just need to know where price is, what the trend is, where's it going, where do I put my stop, those sorts of things. You're welcome, Alvin. Just send me, if you can, send me an email, and it'll kind of be on my kind of list of things to do, or I'll get one of my team to do it. Aaron's saying, can you teach me how to read the markets? Yes, I can. And this is where to start. And again, when I first started, everything was very fuzzy and not clear. I put this, like, let's put it to you this way. You know, when you don't know something, and you know you don't know something, and you're trying to figure it out, it's all very fuzzy. It doesn't. Once you've figured it out, it becomes crystal clear. There's no shadow of doubt of what you need to do. That's what this training is. It's crystal clear, no doubts, no umming and ahhing. It's once you learn how to do it, it's definite. You can always see what the trend is. There's no questions. You know, it's not open to subjectivity. It's objective. Price direction analysis, completely objective. Supply and demand analysis is also objective, but it could be subjective when you're not quite at the level. You need to master it. Okay, on the level if you get two people like myself, Mike and Jane, we'll pick exactly the same levels, give or take, pretty much the same levels. And I used to trade with two other traders, and we used to trade independently. And this was about 15 years ago. And we taught a group of about 20 traders over 2 years how to trade. We did this for fun. This was how I kind of got into teaching people. And then I really enjoyed it. So I kind of carried on. I kind of found myself with a group of traders, and one of them wasn't available to teach at one point. So they asked me, can you teach these traders? So I'm like, okay. And they really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And that's what started me off on the education side of things. Yeah. So let me see if there's anything else. Terry, that's a good question. It depends what time. You can pick tops and bottoms on any time frame. It depends how long you want to be in the trade for, and what your You have to know, listen to this very carefully. You have to know when you take a trade, what your expectations is on that trade before you get in. And you have to know why. You have to know the reasoning behind. If you take trades and you know exactly why you're taking the trade and why it should go to a certain level in the market and where your stop should go and exactly why, then you're trading with confidence. When you trade with confidence, there's no room for fear. And when you trade without having fear, you're not going to be in flight or fright. You're not going to close down your prefrontal cortex decision-making part of the brain and do things that will get you out of being in a state of stress or distress. So you close the trade when you shouldn't do, exactly where you shouldn't do, usually at the place where it turns and goes in your favor. Because when you're in a state of flight or fright, understanding the physiology of what's happening in your body, then you need to get out of, the body perceives it as danger, and your thinking capacity closed down, and your body's flooded with adrenaline, and you need to get out of danger, just like you're running from a tiger, for example. So what your body does is forces you it's almost against your will, if any of you have been in that situation before, to close the trade exactly when you shouldn't close it. So you need to be able to counteract that by not letting yourself ever get into that state. How do you do that? Having confidence, knowing exactly with crystal clear clarity every decision you make in the market and every action you take, exactly why you're doing that action. That makes sense? So I think that's it for the questions. So I want to take this opportunity to say thank you for spending your time here. I hope all of you found value in what we shared, understanding how to pick market tops and bottoms. The next stage is to learn how to read the trend. And again, it's not exactly what you think, and you won't find this training in any book or anywhere else on the internet, unless someone copied what I did and put it out there. But as far as last time I checked, you won't find this training anywhere else. Okay. And this is how professional traders read the markets. Okay. This is used both institutionally and retail. Okay. Because I've trained institutional traders, in how to do this. So if you want more information, I have a YouTube channel, and I'm looking to be a bit more active on that in the near future. This is the link to go to. It's tradesmartforex.com with the number 4/promo. For those of you who have joined, huge welcome. And I look forward to seeing you in the trading room tomorrow. We start at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. So you can go literally take the training now. It'll take you an hour and a half to go through it, and then write some notes, and then come and you can watch the recording if you want as well from today's session, and go and see what happened in the markets ahead of time. You can watch the weekly prep sessions and come and join us live tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. Daniel, yes, this is recorded. You can go through it again. I will be sending out, you'll get an email with the recording shortly. Okay, so thanks a lot, everyone, for joining. And I look forward to helping you on your trading journey, and look forward to welcoming you to our trading community and to our trading room. Thanks a lot, everyone.